everyone. Okay, so the series continues, but even before we get started, I'd just like for us to say a quick prayer. And so, Heavenly Father, we come before you, thanking you for your glory and your grace, Father. And as I speak to your people, I pray that I speak not from enticing words, but speak your actual truth, that they may learn how to step into your kingdom and experience your amazing wonderfulness. Amen. Okay, so quickly, so last time I spoke about how there is two kingdoms, and the whole point of this video is to show you how to get out of the kingdom of the world, which he said we should not conform to, and into his kingdom. Because if you think about it, he did say do not conform to the patterns of this world. So you need to ask yourself, okay, so which patterns are we supposed to conform to? And literally everything is right here in the Bible. So where I want to start, and it's actually funny because I'm going to reference the video that I put out, I think it was about 2 years ago now, which went viral, and I was speaking about, you know, if you want to get something from your man, or, you know, for your relationship to thrive and be fulfilling, you need to understand what makes him happy, and, you know, his love language, so to speak, and how he likes things. What will you do for him or towards him that will make him want to reciprocate that love to you and, you know, give himself entirely to you? So here's the shocking thing that I realized, I think just when I was meditating a day or two ago, and it's that the principles are exactly the same. Okay, so you do need to please somebody to get back what you want from them, right? But here the problem now was that my focus was on the wrong thing, the wrong person. Because remember, God is a person, not like a person like us, like, but we are made in his image. So he's a person with feelings, emotions. He wants to give, he wants, you know, and he loves you more than you love him. And he wants you more than you want him, and he wants to give you everything, right? So you need to ask yourself, okay, so what is it that I can do? What is it that he expects from me so that I can step into what he has for me? Because it's not just about praying, it's not just about changing God to Father, you understand? It's none of that. But what we forget to realize, even as we focus on the promises of God and all of that stuff, is that before we even get what he has promised us, is that there's prerequisites, okay? So whereas before my focus was on, okay, my man likes this, and if I do this and do that and do that, he's going to be kind to me, he's going to be generous, he's going to be selfless, he's going to be loving, and just all of that stuff. But now let's change that focus from man to God. See how incredible this is, guys. So let's go to Deuteronomy. And remember, this is about stepping from one kingdom and one way of doing things to stepping into the way of God. Okay, so when God took the Israelites out of Egypt, he was taking them to his promised land. Okay, and the way people live now is based on the fall of man, where they feel they have to do and toil, and if you don't work, you don't eat, and all of that stuff. But God said, I have all this for you already. You know, Jesus says, whatever you ask, so long as you believe, it's already yours. So how do we get there? Why is it that today I'll pray and I'll ask for this, but I don't get it? It means there's something that we haven't understood, or there's something we haven't taken note of. Okay, so, okay, just looking at the time, we're good. So let's go quickly to Deuteronomy 11, and I'm just going to start from verse 10. And actually, I think I should start. Okay, yeah, let's start from verse 10. It says, the land you are entering to take over is not like the land of Egypt, from where you have come, where you planted your seed and irrigated it by foot as in a vegetable garden. Okay, you irrigated it yourself, everything you did yourself. It says, verse 11, but the land you are crossing the Jordan to take possession of, which was the promised land, which was the reason why Jesus came to take us from slavery into salvation. It says, but the land you are crossing the Jordan to take possession of is a land of mountains and valleys that drinks rain from heaven. Okay, so you can just go through. This is NIV, but I actually prefer New King James Version, but that's on my phone and I'm using my phone to record, blah, blah, blah. So just go through the different versions for more clarity if you don't really get this. But essentially, what he's saying is, I'm taking you somewhere where you don't have to do everything on your own. You don't have to sow on your own. I want to take you somewhere where you're not sowing what you reap. You're reaping where you did not sow. That's also a scripture, but I don't remember it, so maybe I'll put it down there if anyone wants it. And then verse 12 says, it is a land that the Lord your God cares for. The eyes of the Lord your God are continually on it from the beginning of the year to its end. So here's the prerequisite in verse 13. He says, so if you faithfully obey the commands I am giving you today, note, not the 10 commandments, here are the commands, to love the Lord your God and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul. Okay, take note of that. Then I will send rain on your land in its season, both autumn and spring rains, so that you may gather in your corn, new wine, and olive oil. I will provide grass in the fields for your cattle, and you will eat and be satisfied. Be careful, or you will be enticed to turn away and worship other gods and bow down to them. Then the Lord's anger will burn against you, and he will shut the heavens so that it will not rain, and the ground will yield no produce, and you will soon perish from the good land the Lord is giving you. Fix these words of mine in your hearts and minds, tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them to your foreheads. Then verse 22 says, if you carefully observe, like it literally says it twice in the same chapter, if you carefully observe all these commands I am giving you to follow, to love the Lord your God, to walk in obedience to him, and to hold fast to him, then the Lord will drive out all these nations, and the promises continue. Okay, so guys, take note. Last time we spoke, I said for me, when I came to God, and it ties into everything, which is seeking his kingdom first. Okay, that means you need to forget everything you care about. You need to put everything on the back burner. You need to stop thinking about yourself. That's why Jesus kept saying you have to die to yourself. Okay, you have to stop thinking about how you want your life to be successful and all the things you want. You need to realize that you were created for a purpose. Okay. Everything in your life is supposed to be for the glory of God. It's not about you per se. So once you put yourself to the side to seek only what God wants, then he starts revealing to you, himself to you. Then he shows you how he speaks. That's the disposition you need to be in for you to learn how to hear what God is telling you. That's where you learn how to step into his kingdom, when you decide that nothing else matters but him. So now, once you get to that point where you care about nothing else but him, okay, you will literally find yourself only being pleased by things of God. So something that I did that was very easy for me, that was very easy for me was I shut down the world, meaning social media. You have to silence all the voices in your head, all the distractions and all of that stuff. Okay, I'm not saying social media is bad, but you need to prioritize. What do you care about? You're trying to disconnect yourself from this way of doing things into this other way of doing things. So I put off social media. Anything that was not focused on God, I had no interest. And at this time, I'm asking him to reveal himself to me. And he did that. So remember, if you want to get from this way of doing things to this other way of doing things, where he has so many promises for you and all the good things, and life is just happy and easy, not like easy, but like sweat-free and all of that stuff, then you need to love him above everything else. That is the only time the promises belong to you. That is the only way you can now step into his way of doing things and step into his promises and step into his glory by loving him above all else. Then he teaches you about himself. Hope you guys have learned something. Love you all so much. Feel free to love and comment. Feel free to comment, and I will see you guys in the next one.